Three, two,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
good evening.
We are here tonight to discuss about Indonesian school program and transportation. My name is Vega Sotasto, and we have four panelists that will discuss about Indonesian school program and transportation. First of all, I'd like to introduce our four panelists tonight. First is Mr. Safid Ali, a representative from Education and Cultural Department. And then, beside Mr. Ali, there is Mrs. Ida, a student parent of one student in Indonesia. And then, we have Miss Eno, the youngest panelist among our panelists tonight. She is a student of one of schools in Jakarta. And then last but not least, there is Mrs. Siska. Mrs. Siska is a representative from Indonesian Transportation Researchers. Okay. How are you tonight, panelists? Okay. And then, are you ready for the question? Yes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give the panelists two questions. And for panelists, I'd like to give the questions, and I would like you to answer it within 3 minutes in each question. Okay, ready? Okay. First question is there any significant impact of government new regulations in students' earlier school hours since 2009? And then explain your opinion. Okay. For the first chance, I'd like Mr. Ali, the one and only man in this occasion. Okay, Mr. Ali, can you give me your answer?
Yes, the regulation made by the government of Jakarta does not have a big impact for the society in Jakarta. However, we can see the effect is more better than ever. But many complain of student, parent, even teacher because of the changing school hours in Jakarta. Although many of complaints turned into 6:30 a.m. also have so many positive impact. Besides the negative effect, the first, students have a time for prayer subuh, especially for Muslim. Second, establish disciplined generation. The third, in the morning we have a fresh air, healthy to birth, and the fourth, mother should wake up early. And the negative side, feel sleepy.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ali, for your answer. Quite satisfying. And then now, please, Miss, I'd like to ask Mrs. Ida. Okay, Mrs. Ida, please give me your answer about this question.
Okay, thank you for Mrs. Ida for my attention, for my occasion. In this time, government new regulation in student early school hours in 2009. For me as a parent, is yes, I got the impacts from this. Because the new regulation of the government is, for me, for my personal, it's very burdensome, where I have to prepare the all needs such as early breakfast, prepare meal for my son, and before I could get up at 5 a.m. and now I have to get up at 3 p.m. So it is very, very burden for me. And besides, I live in Bekasi, where my son also had to get up early to come to school on time, in which he has a lot of activities either in school or out school. Sometimes my son also complained with me. He said, Mom, I'm very exhausted because I have many activities from the school, and now the government regulation have to what is it? Have to me I have to went to school earlier at 6:30, and but I finished the school at 5 o'clock, and so I think my son didn't have enough time for a rest, and even they often absent from school due to exhaustion and less rest of time. So, and I think the regulation should be reconsidered by the government, and they also should provide a clear rationale for the regulation that were made especially for people who live outside in Jakarta. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your answer, Mrs. Ida. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please let Miss Eno, our youngest panelist, to give her answer of the first question. Please, Miss Eno.
Thank you for the change. First of all, I want to say that there is an impact for me as a student. Government take this regulation. As far as I know, there is two causes. The first one is make the student easier to understand the knowledge, and the second one is to reduce the traffic. I want to give my opinion for the first one, make the students easier to understand the knowledge. The new regulation, earlier school, however, made a heavy responsibility to every student performances. The first one is every student has to get up earlier in the morning, and it killed the students' sleep time. And sometimes the student is sleep late because of the assignment that the teacher made. The school and the teacher didn't understand why the student get tired. Besides the assignment, the school has a regulation that student should join the extracurricular. Then it also reduces the sleep hour of the students. We know that the healthy sleep time is for a human is 8 hours. But if the student have to go to school earlier, they have to sleep less than 8 hours. And if the student always do that, it will make a bad habit. The student will have a disease like insomnia. They will have trouble in sleep earlier. Maybe less sleep could make every student have not a good concentration to absorb or understand the knowledge. So I want to ask something to the government. How can a student easier to understand the subject when they only have a few hours to sleep? That's all.
Okay, I think that's a quite satisfying answer
in the center of Java, like Taruna Andika in Bogor and Kirdan Nusantara in Bandung. They and many other boarding schools. They start early. The school hour is at 5. They study at 5. And it is international school. So I think it's the positive one to make student more disciplined. That's it.
Okay. Mrs. Siska has answered the last chance in first question, and then now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go to the second question. Okay. The second question I'd like to ask to our fourth panelist tonight is the government new regulations of students' earlier school hour has decreased traffic congestions, the number of traffic congestions in Jakarta. Okay, for the first chance to answer these questions, now I'd like Mrs. Ida to give her opinion. Okay, Mrs. Ida.
Okay, thank you. I think the government should not only look from one sector, but they also must pay attention from the other factors, such as the volume of vehicles, which is increasing every day, and where many companies of motors or cars get over new product to persuade customer to buy it or to have it. With the lure of advanced technology, and that most popular is environmentally friendly. Moreover, such as infrastructure in the capital city like Jakarta, such as expansion of the road were not reduced or mentioned, even add to it. So I think the government should also pay attention to such matters and not just focus on one thing only. Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear opinion from Mrs. Siska. Okay, Mrs. Siska.
Okay, this is my section.
Okay.
The first is the problem with the traffic insurance is multifaceted. It's an injurious reality. It shows that arose from the three main causes and interlock with another. The excessive number of motor vehicles, the first is, and then the infection of current anti-collision measures and the absence of long-term infrastructure such as the mass rapid or MRT system at monorail. And government actually have promised about that. One might attribute cause number one to the rise middle class consumer in Indonesia. It is indeed a natural economic phenomenon. With the people earning higher income than before, the demand for motor vehicle naturally increases, leading to a surge in number of vehicles moving in and out of the city every day. However, let us look deeper into the case. We may ask ourselves, should government intervene? Unfortunately, government's neoliberal approaches to the economy, which was adopted in the new order era in President Suharto, is still deeply entrenched in our central government today and worse our capital city problem. I quote David Harvey, the author of Brave History and Neoliberalism. He said that neoliberalism is the first instance, a theory of political economic practice that proposes that human well-being can best be advanced liberating individual, entrepreneurial freedom and skill within an institutional framework characterized by strong private property right, free market and free trade, and the infrastructure. We can see many indications in the way,
there's no like having same schedule or mutual schedule to decreasing like a traffic, right? So I hope someday that two institutions have making same scheduling when they do digging. So in the first week we have trouble with PLM, right? And the other week we have same problem, but with another institution like PAM maybe. It's the problem in Jakarta actually, certainly for traffic in infrastructure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your answer, Mrs. Siska. Now we go to Mr. Ali. Okay, Mr. Ali, can you give us your opinion about
Okay,
this?
the rules was made after the government did a survey from the Survey Research Institute. Based on the result of the survey in 2008, in Jakarta every day.
2009, sorry.
No, this is the survey from 2008. Okay. In Jakarta every day occur 20.7 million trips. Okay, I will read the diagram of the activity of the number in Jakarta. The activity in Jakarta. Okay, the first 3% of trip by train, 57% used by motorcycle, 50% trips or 32% to school, while 5.3 million or 30% shopping, and 2.5 million or 12% business activity, and 1.4 million or 80%, and other 3.1 million 80%. So the changes school hour reduce the level of traffic congestion in Jakarta around 6% and maximum 40%. Okay.
So there is increase in number.
Yeah, increasing the survey research from the institute research the commission in Jakarta.
Okay. Okay, now the last panelist for the second questions, the youngest panelist, Mrs. Eno. Miss Eno. Okay. Miss Eno, can you please give your opinion about this last question?
For the last question, so far I've tried the new regulation. There is no differences between the old regulation with this new regulation. The traffic still heavy in the morning. It's like the government just change the people to the time to people to face the traffic. In addition, I'm a public transportation user. Like Mrs. Kass said that the government are not ready enough to face this new regulation. As my experiences, I found difficulty to looking for a bus. I have to wait around 15 minutes, 30 minutes or more to get a bus. Even it's a Transjakarta. That the government say that Transjakarta is the fastest public transportation ever. And after waiting a long time, I have to spend all the way I go from my house to the school because the bus was full, not only by students but also by workers. So it's not fair that the government blame the traffic caused by a student. We just become a victim of a trial process the government to reduce the traffic in Jakarta. Yeah, that's all.
I almost agree with you. Okay, that was the as what government has planned to. Okay? It causes advantages and disadvantages. There is less crowded traffic in the morning when workers go to their offices. But in the other side, student parents have difficulties in preparing their children to go to school. To solve this problem, government and citizens, especially parents, should participate and collaborate in school program and transportation enhancement in order to support our generations for their future. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I think that we have to end up these sessions. Now let us give the big applause to our four panelists.
No question?
Okay?